Close your eyes and let yourself drift. Far above the noise of Earth, beyond the rhythm of daily life, lies a quiet ocean of stars. The universe stretches endlessly, a vast sea of light and shadow waiting to be explored. Tonight, you are invited to take a journey, not with rockets or machines, but with your imagination, guided gently through space. Here, there is no rush. Time slows, expanding like the cosmos itself. The hum of the universe is soft, like a hidden melody that can only be heard when everything else fades away. With each word, you are carried deeper, past the atmosphere, past the pull of gravity, into the silent embrace of the stars. This is more than a story. It is a voyage through worlds of wonder. You will drift beside the moon and listen to its ancient silence, wander through Saturn's golden rings, and follow comets on their long, graceful arcs. You will witness galaxies turning like vast wheels in the distance, and nebulae glowing softly like painted clouds. Science and mystery will guide us together. You will hear gentle truths about the cosmos, about gravity, time, and the endless ocean of galaxies, woven with images meant to calm your mind, to soothe your breathing, and to open a quiet path among the stars. There is no destination, only the journey itself. The infinite night is yours to wander. Let go and allow the stars to lead you. Welcome to Starlit Journeys.
Episode 1: The First Step Beyond Earth. The journey begins with a single, delicate step. Imagine standing on the surface of Earth, the only home humanity has ever known. Beneath your feet lies a world filled with oceans, forests, mountains, and deserts, alive with motion and energy. Above your head, the sky expands like a dome, painted in shades of blue during the day and filled with silver stars at night. For millennia, humanity has looked upward and wondered what lies beyond. Now, with gentle imagination, you're about to take that step yourself. Slowly, gravity loosens its hold. The ground feels lighter, as though your body no longer belongs entirely to Earth. Rising upward, you begin to drift. The familiar sounds of the world, wind through the trees, the distant hum of cities, the rush of rivers fade into silence. Soon, only your breathing remains. You are ascending, higher and higher, until the curve of Earth begins to appear beneath you. From this new vantage point, Earth reveals itself as a shimmering sphere. The colors are vivid, deep blues of oceans swirling with white clouds, rich greens and browns of land, and the thin golden line of atmosphere hugging the planet like a protective veil. It is fragile, impossibly beautiful, and yet it contains everything humanity has ever known. You feel a calm awe. The first step beyond Earth is not a departure, it is an embrace, a reminder of where we come from. The silence here is profound. Space does not carry sound the way air does. There are no echoes, no winds, no whispers, only a vast stillness. And yet this silence is not empty. It is filled with the quiet energy of the universe itself, the hum of particles, the faint glow of sunlight, the unseen waves of radiation, all weaved together into a tapestry of existence. To some, this silence might feel unsettling, but here in this journey, it is a comfort, an endless calm wrapping around you like a soft blanket. You drift gently in orbit, circling Earth at a speed of nearly 28,000 kilometers per hour. Though the numbers seem immense, your movement feels effortless, smooth, as though the universe itself is carrying you forward. Beneath you, continents slide by, cities sparkle like scattered jewels in the night, and storms swirl like giant living brushstrokes across the surface. Time becomes difficult to measure. Every 90 minutes, a sunrise greets you, a horizon glowing gold and pink, spilling light across the curved edges of Earth. Every 90 minutes, the sun sets again, plunging the world into darkness, where only lightning flickers faintly among the clouds. As you gaze outward, away from Earth, the stars shine with an intensity rarely seen from the ground. They no longer twinkle. Instead, they burn steadily, like eternal fires scattered across the black canvas of space. Each star is a sun, vast and powerful, surrounded perhaps by planets of its own. The nearest among them is still unimaginably distant, over 4 light-years away. But here, in the silence of orbit, distance feels abstract. The stars are companions, their light having traveled for centuries just to reach your eyes in this moment. The first step beyond Earth is both a scientific achievement and a poetic awakening. Technically, humanity has been here since 1961, when Yuri Gagarin first orbited our planet. Since then, astronauts from around the world have floated above Earth, describing a profound change in perspective, what some call the overview effect. From this vantage point, national borders vanish, conflicts fade into insignificance. The planet appears whole, delicate, and unified. Many who have taken this step describe a deep connection to Earth, a renewed sense of responsibility to care for it. And yet, for you, this journey is not about missions or machines. It is about presence. Here among the stars, you feel no urgency, no demand. You simply drift. Your breath is steady, your heartbeat calm. The rhythm of your body aligns with the slow rotation of the Earth below. Time stretches, smooth and endless, like the orbit itself. There is beauty in the smallest details. The thin line of atmosphere, only about 100 kilometers thick, glows faintly against the blackness. Without it, Earth would be barren and silent like the moon. You realize how precious this thin shell of air is, how every breath you have ever taken comes from this fragile layer. You think of oceans generating oxygen, forests breathing in carbon dioxide, winds carrying moisture across continents. Everything is interconnected, delicate, balanced. Floating here, you also notice the silence of separation. Earth seems both close and distant. You are no longer part of its surface, yet you are not entirely detached. You exist in a threshold, a space between worlds. This liminal state has its own serenity. It is the first step into the infinite night, and it is gentle. Beyond Earth, there is freedom. No ground beneath you, no ceiling above, just the vast, endless expanse. The feeling is not of falling, but of floating. You surrender to the stillness, to the cosmic calm. The stars seem to welcome you, and the earth below seems to whisper a farewell, not of loss, but of trust, as though it knows you will return. And so, the first step beyond Earth is complete. You have crossed the boundary of atmosphere and entered the embrace of space. The silence, the perspective, the infinite calm, all are now yours. From here, the journey continues, deeper and deeper into the cosmos. Ahead lie the moon, the planets, the comets, the nebula, and the galaxies themselves. But for now, stay here a little longer. Float gently, breathe slowly. Allow the stars to settle into your mind like soft lanterns in the night. You are beyond Earth. You are at the beginning of eternity's path.
Episode 2: The Lullaby of the Moon. The first step beyond Earth leaves you floating in quiet orbit, but just ahead, like a patient companion, waits the Moon. Our nearest neighbor in the cosmos, the Moon has circled Earth faithfully for billions of years, casting its pale light across oceans and mountains, and weaving its silent influence into the rhythms of life. Tonight, as you drift closer, the Moon welcomes you with a soft, silver glow. The journey is slow, unhurried. The Moon is not far by cosmic standards, about 384,000 kilometers from Earth, but the distance is enough to inspire wonder. For days, spacecraft take their time crossing this gulf. Yet here, in imagination, the voyage feels both endless and calming. The closer you move, the more details begin to emerge. At first, the Moon is just a luminous circle in the sky, glowing like a lantern hung in the night. But with each passing moment, textures unfold: gray plains, deep craters, jagged mountains catching the sunlight in sharp relief. The surface tells a story etched over billions of years. The Moon has no air, no clouds, no oceans. Its silence is profound, complete. If you were to stand on its surface, even the sound of your own footsteps would fade quickly in the dust, absorbed into the stillness. The Earth would hang above you in the black sky, large and radiant, its blue oceans shining like jewels. From the Moon, Earth is 20 times brighter than the full moon appears to us. To gaze upon it would be to see home in its entirety, suspended in nothingness. For ancient peoples, the Moon was a guide. Its phases marked time, helping to measure months and seasons. Farmers planted by its cycles. Sailors trusted its light to cross the seas. Even today, tides rise and fall under its pull. The Moon's gravity stirs the oceans, drawing water across continents in a rhythm as old as the planet itself. Without the Moon, Earth's tilt might wobble chaotically, and our nights would be far darker. Life as we know it might never have taken its current path. The Moon is more than a companion. It is a stabilizer, a gentle hand guiding Earth through cosmic time. As you approach closer still, imagine drifting above its surface. Below you, the lunar maria stretch like dark seas, vast plains of ancient lava frozen for eternity. Scars of impact craters pockmark the land, each one a reminder of asteroids and comets that once struck with unimaginable force. And yet, in this moment, none of it feels violent. Time has softened the Moon's face, smoothed its history into a portrait of calm endurance. The sun casts long shadows across its terrain. Mountains rise like frozen waves, while valleys sink into quiet depths. In the absence of atmosphere, the contrast between light and darkness is absolute, sharp, almost surreal. But from above, it is beautiful, a balance of shadow and glow. It feels like a lullaby written in stone, timeless and patient. The science tells us that the Moon was likely born from a colossal impact billions of years ago when a Mars-sized body collided with the young Earth. The debris from that ancient collision coalesced in orbit, forming the Moon we know today.
For 4.5 billion years, it has orbited faithfully, locked in synchrony, so that only one face ever turns toward Earth. The far side, unseen for most of human history, remained a mystery until spacecraft revealed its rugged, heavily cratered surface. And yet, even the far side holds the same quiet serenity, untouched by oceans or winds. The moon is not lifeless in spirit, though. It has inspired poetry, music, and dreams across cultures. Lovers have looked up to its glow, travelers have trusted its light, and storytellers have spun myths of gods, rabbits, and spirits dwelling upon its face. In every culture, the moon hums with meaning. It is constant, yet changing, reliable, yet mysterious. As you drift closer, picture the gentle landing. The surface beneath you is powdery, soft like ash, stirred easily with the faintest touch. Astronauts once walked here, leaving footprints that will last for millions of years, untouched by wind or rain. They described the experience as otherworldly, strangely familiar, yet profoundly alien. The horizon seems much nearer on the moon than on Earth, curving quickly away, as if the world itself is small enough to hold in your gaze. Standing here, you might feel solitude, but not loneliness. The silence is companionable, comforting. Above, the black sky stretches endlessly, dotted with stars unblinking, sharp and clear. And always the earth hangs above the horizon, a reminder of home. It is a lullaby in sight and feeling, the reassurance that no matter how far you travel, Earth is always waiting. The moon's influence on human imagination is boundless. Its cycles mirror our own rhythms: birth, growth, decline, and renewal. Some nights it is full, casting the land in silver brilliance. Other nights it wanes, shrinking to a crescent, delicate and thin. Each phase has been a symbol, a story, a marker of time. For some, the moon is a guardian. For others, a mirror of change. Its light has guided wanderers, comforted the sleepless, and sparked endless wonder. Now, as you rest here in your journey, allow the moon's lullaby to reach you. Imagine its soft glow filling your thoughts, its gravity pulling gently at the oceans of your mind, creating waves of calm. The moon does not demand attention. It simply shines, quietly, steadily, a reminder of stillness in motion. The first step beyond Earth has brought you here to a companion you have always known, yet perhaps never seen this closely. The moon whispers its story without words, a song of silence and silver light. Breathe slowly. Let the rhythm of its orbit soothe you, and allow yourself to drift deeper into its quiet embrace. For tonight, the moon keeps watch, casting its timeless lullaby over earth and sky.
Episode 3: Dancing with the Planets. Beyond the glow of the moon, the solar system stretches outward like a grand ballroom, each planet moving in graceful rhythm around the sun. To drift among them is to join a cosmic dance, slow, eternal, and filled with wonder. Each world has its own step, its own rhythm, yet together they form a harmony that has lasted for billions of years. Tonight, you are invited to follow their paths, moving gently from one to the next, as though waltzing through the stars. The first partner in this celestial dance is Mercury, the smallest planet, closest to the Sun. Mercury circles the star in just 88 Earth days, its orbit quick and precise, like a dancer spinning lightly across the floor. From space, Mercury appears gray and cratered, much like the moon, its surface scorched by sunlight and frozen in shadow.
There is no atmosphere to soften its extremes. Yet in this harshness lies beauty. Valleys carved by ancient forces, cliffs stretching for hundreds of kilometers, and a silence deeper than silence itself. To pass Mercury is to glimpse endurance, the quiet persistence of a world holding its rhythm close to the sun. Next, we drift toward Venus, wrapped in thick clouds that glow like polished marble. At first glance, it seems serene, glowing softly in the sunlight. But beneath its veil lies an entirely different world, a planet of crushing pressure, searing heat, and endless storms. Yet from our distance, the details fade, and Venus becomes something else. A shining presence in the night sky, the morning star, an evening star that has guided humans for centuries. Its dance is slow, deliberate. Venus spins backwards compared to the other planets, taking 243 Earth days to complete a single turn. It is a reminder that in the cosmic ballroom, not every step is the same, and difference can be beautiful. From Venus, we arrive at Earth, the jewel of the dance, where oceans glitter and clouds swirl gracefully over continents. Earth's orbit is steady, a perfect balance of distance and warmth that sustains life. From space, it moves with quiet elegance, circling the sun every 365 days in a rhythm that defines our seasons. Earth's dance is familiar, comforting, and yet to see it from afar is to appreciate its fragility. The thin layer of air, the delicate cycles of water and wind, the living pulse that resonates across its surface. Earth dances not alone, but with all who dwell upon it, a partner to life itself. Moving outward, we find Mars, the red world. Its color glows softly, like rusted dust in sunlight. Mars turns with a rhythm similar to Earth's, its days only slightly longer than ours. Its surface is a world of valleys deeper than any on Earth, mountains higher than Everest, and deserts stretching endlessly. Once, long ago, rivers may have flowed here. Today the dance of Mars is quieter, lonelier, yet not without promise. It whispers of possibilities, of futures where humans might one day join its rhythm directly. In this dance, Mars is both partner and invitation. Then comes the grandeur of Jupiter, the largest planet, moving with a strength that holds the entire solar system in balance. Jupiter's orbit takes nearly 12 Earth years, its steps slow and powerful. It is a world of storms, including the Great Red Spot, a swirling tempest larger than Earth itself. Yet from a distance, Jupiter's bands of color look like flowing ribbons, painted in soft hues of orange, white, and brown. Around it, dozens of moons circle like companions in the dance. Io, with its fiery volcanoes, Europa, hiding oceans beneath its ice, Ganymede, larger than Mercury itself. Together, Jupiter and its moons create a choreography of endless motion, a reminder of the complexity and beauty of the cosmic waltz. Beyond Jupiter shines Saturn, the planet of rings. Its dance is the most elegant of all, encircled by vast bands of ice and dust that shimmer in sunlight. From afar, Saturn looks like a lantern wearing a crown, regal and delicate. The rings themselves are thin, only a few hundred meters thick, yet they stretch hundreds of thousands of kilometers across. Their rhythm is slow, serene, like the turning pages of a story that never ends. Saturn's orbit takes nearly 30 Earth years to complete a single turn, a long, graceful cycle that continues without pause.
To drift here is to feel awe and a deep calm, as though time itself has slowed to match Saturn's steps. Farther still, we reach Uranus, a planet unlike any other. Tilted completely onto its side, it rolls through its orbit like a dancer tumbling gently across the floor. Its color is a pale blue, soft and calm, the hue of distant ice. Uranus takes 84 years to circle the Sun, moving slowly, almost imperceptibly, as though in no hurry to complete its turn. Its moons, faint and delicate, add quiet notes to its rhythm, subtle harmonies in the grand composition of the solar system. And then there is Neptune, the farthest of the giants, deep blue and mysterious. Neptune's winds are the fastest in the solar system, racing at over 1,500 kilometers per hour. Yet from here, it does not seem violent. Its color is tranquil, its orbit steady, circling the Sun once every 165 years. Neptune is the last great dancer in the visible family, a partner whose movements are slow and enduring, existing on a timescale far beyond human lifetimes. Together, the planets circle the Sun in harmony, a cosmic choreography set in motion billions of years ago. Their paths never collide, their rhythms never falter. From Mercury's quick spins to Neptune's slow arc, each step contributes to the balance of the whole. It is a reminder that even in the vastness of space, order exists, woven quietly into the motion of worlds. As you drift among them, you feel no rush to move on. The planets are patient, their dance eternal. You breathe slowly, allowing their rhythms to settle into you, like music too vast to hear all at once, but felt in the heart nonetheless. The solar system is not just a collection of worlds. It is a dance floor bathed in sunlight, each planet a partner moving gracefully in time. And you too are part of this dance. Your presence, your breath, your thoughts, all move with Earth around the Sun. The rhythm of the planets is the rhythm of your own life, subtle yet constant, carrying you forward through time. The dance continues, endlessly, beneath the quiet stars.
Episode 4: Saturn's Rings of Silence. Far beyond Earth, beyond Mars, Jupiter, and the wide asteroid belt, Saturn waits in the cold reaches of the solar system. It glows softly, pale gold against the dark canvas of space, a world both massive and delicate, wearing its crown of rings with quiet majesty. Of all the planets, Saturn is perhaps the most enchanting, a vision of serenity suspended in the cosmic night. As you drift closer, the rings come into view. At first, they appear solid, like great discs of glass surrounding the planet. But with gentle observation, you see that they are not solid at all. The rings are made of countless particles, tiny grains of dust, shards of ice, and fragments of rock, all circling Saturn in harmony. Some pieces are no larger than grains of sand, while others are as big as mountains. Together, they form structures so thin that in many places they are only a few hundred meters thick, yet they stretch outward for hundreds of thousands of kilometers. There is a silence here unlike anywhere else. Within the rings, collisions are gentle. Particles bump softly against one another, exchanging momentum, drifting endlessly in orbit. No sound carries across the vacuum, but if it did, the rings would hum with a delicate rhythm, a music of ice and stone. From afar, they appear smooth and continuous, but up close they are intricate,
bands within bands, spirals and gaps carved by Saturn's moons, which act like invisible dancers guiding the choreography of ice. Saturn itself is immense, second only to Jupiter in size. It is a gas giant with no solid surface, composed mostly of hydrogen and helium. Its clouds form pale stripes, subtle compared to Jupiter's bold colors, but no less graceful. Winds circle its atmosphere at hundreds of kilometers per hour, creating soft bands that shift and flow without end. Above its poles, strange hexagonal storms spin steadily, a geometric pattern in the clouds that seems almost otherworldly. Yet in this distance, Saturn feels calm, its storms softened by perspective, like distant waves upon an endless sea. The rings, however, hold your attention. They are divided into 7 major groups, labeled A through G, each with its own structure and rhythm. The Cassini division, a dark gap between 2 of the largest rings, stretches like a pause in music, created by the gravitational influence of Saturn's moon Mimas. Elsewhere, tiny moons embedded within the rings carve paths, shepherding particles into order. These moons, though small, play vital roles, maintaining the structure and grace of the system. Without them, the rings would scatter, their beauty dissolved into chaos. The origin of the rings is a mystery. Some scientists believe they are the remains of a shattered moon, torn apart by Saturn's gravity long ago. Others suggest they are remnants from the birth of the solar system, leftover material that never formed into a world. Whatever their origin, the rings are temporary on cosmic scales. In tens of millions of years, they may vanish, raining down into Saturn's atmosphere. But for now, they remain, timeless in appearance, a fleeting perfection captured in an endless night. From within the rings, light plays gently. Sunlight scatters off ice, creating a glow that changes with every angle. Shadows stretch across Saturn's clouds, thin lines cast by the rings themselves. When the planet passes in front of the sun, the rings shine like a halo, a luminous crown etched into the sky. To witness it is to feel both awe and peace, as though nature has composed a masterpiece for no audience but the universe itself. Saturn is not alone. At least 146 moons circle it, from massive Titan, with its thick atmosphere and seas of liquid methane, to tiny fragments of ice that orbit within the rings. Titan, in particular, adds to the serenity of Saturn's domain. With lakes, rivers, and a dense orange haze, it resembles an Earth-like world frozen in time, offering both mystery and familiarity. Each moon contributes to the quiet harmony of Saturn's system, shaping its rings, guiding its structure, adding notes to its silent song. For centuries, Saturn has captured human imagination. When Galileo first saw it through his telescope in 1610, he thought the rings were strange appendages, perhaps moons. Later, more powerful instruments revealed their true nature. To early astronomers, Saturn was a wonder, a world unlike any other. Even today, spacecraft like Voyager and Cassini have shown us its details, yet its beauty remains beyond full comprehension. Pictures capture shapes and shadows, but they cannot hold the silence, the calm, the living stillness of Saturn's presence. Drifting here, within reach of the rings, you feel weightless not only in body, but in thought. The endless repetition of particles circling Saturn becomes meditative. Every orbit, every fragment, every shimmering spark of ice contributes to a whole greater than itself. Time seems to vanish. Hours, days, even years lose meaning in the face of such constancy. The rings have circled Saturn for millions of years, and in their motion is the reminder that even fleeting beauty can last longer than entire civilizations. To be among Saturn's rings is to listen to silence itself, a silence filled with motion, yet free of noise, a silence that comforts, that invites reflection. The rings are not just a wonder of physics or astronomy, they are a lullaby, a reminder that the universe can be both vast and gentle. As you drift slowly away, Saturn and its rings remain behind, still spinning, still shimmering in the sunlight. The image lingers, carved into memory, a golden planet wrapped in icy circles, a symbol of balance in a restless cosmos. The silence of Saturn stays with you, a gift from the outer worlds to be carried into the next stage of the journey.
Episode 5: The Whisper of Jupiter's Storms. Beyond the serene rings of Saturn lies the realm of Jupiter, the giant of our solar system. Its presence dominates the skies, massive and steady, a world of immense gravity and silent authority. As you drift closer, you feel the pull of its size, not in weight, for you float freely, but in the sheer scale of its existence. Jupiter is immense, more than 1,300 times the volume of Earth, and yet, in its vastness, there is a strange tranquility, a rhythm that soothes rather than overwhelms. The first thing you notice is its colors. Bands of orange, white, brown, and pale cream swirl around the planet in endless motion. These stripes are the result of raging winds and turbulent storms moving at hundreds of kilometers per hour. From above, the clouds form patterns that seem chaotic at first, but with time you notice the subtle order in the flows. The winds circulate in belts and zones, some rising, some falling, creating waves that ripple across the atmosphere like currents in a giant invisible ocean. The great red spot dominates one hemisphere of Jupiter, a storm so vast it could swallow Earth whole. It has raged for centuries, a swirling vortex of color and motion. Despite its intensity, from this distance it appears like a gentle whirl, moving slowly, hypnotically, a reminder of the persistent forces shaping the planet. There is calm in observing it, a meditative awareness of time and scale far beyond human lifetimes. Jupiter's moons add their own subtle movements to the scene. Io, the volcanic world, erupts with molten fountains that glow faintly in the sunlight. Europa, smooth and icy, hides an ocean beneath its frozen surface, whispering the possibility of life in places far from the warmth of the sun. Ganymede, the largest moon in the solar system, drifts along silently, its magnetic field interacting with Jupiter's magnetosphere in a slow cosmic dance. Callisto, cratered and ancient, orbits steadily, its surface a frozen archive of the solar system's past. These moons circle Jupiter with precision, creating a system of motion that is as soothing as it is grand. The planet itself is composed mostly of hydrogen and helium, its interior a fluid of swirling gases and metallic hydrogen. Below the colorful clouds, pressures rise to unimaginable levels and temperatures soar. But here, floating in space, you are only a witness, observing without danger, letting the enormity of Jupiter calm your mind. Its storms, once terrifying to imagine, now feel like soft whispers in the darkness, gentle reminders of the scale and mystery of the universe. From your vantage point, you can see the shadow of Jupiter stretching across its clouds, a subtle darkness that contrasts with the golden sunlight. The interplay of light and shadow shifts as the planet rotates, slowly and steadily. The day lasts nearly 10 hours, rapid compared to Earth, giving the impression of a world spinning energetically, yet without hurry. Watching the clouds swirl and change, you are drawn into the hypnotic flow, each band of wind a lullaby in motion. Jupiter's gravity is a gentle giant's embrace. It influences not only its moons, but the orbits of asteroids and comets passing by. Occasionally, long-period comets enter its realm, their paths bent and redirected by the planet's immense pull. The planet acts as a guardian and sculptor of the solar system, its quiet influence shaping events from millions of kilometers away. Floating near it, you can sense that power as a soft rhythm, a pulse that is both awe-inspiring and calming. As you drift, notice the way sunlight glances off the cloud tops, creating glimmers that dance across the planet's surface. Tiny storms ripple through the bands, forming transient spots that appear and vanish over hours and days. Jupiter is alive, but not in a way that demands attention. Its activity is a slow, eternal performance, a symphony of movement that lulls the observer into calm awareness. In this vastness, your mind slows. Each rotation, each orbit, each storm becomes a measure of patience and presence. The scales of time and distance are so large that human worries feel light and distant. You float, weightless, carried along by the harmony of gravity and motion. The whispers of Jupiter's storms speak not of chaos, but of balance, of forces immense and persistent, of a universe in motion yet tranquil. Even in its grandeur, Jupiter invites rest. The vastness of its clouds, the subtle colors shifting across bands, and the steady procession of its moons all work together to create a space of meditative calm. Time stretches and softens, leaving only the gentle rhythm of the largest planet in the solar system. And when you finally drift away, Jupiter remains behind, spinning quietly, a giant sentinel of the solar system. Its storms continue, timeless and eternal, a whispering lullaby for all who wander among the stars.
Episode 6: Frozen Dreams of the Outer Worlds. Beyond the warmth of Jupiter lies a vast, cold expanse, home to the outer worlds of our solar system. Here, the sunlight is dim, distant, and soft, filtering through billions of kilometers of space. The giants Uranus and Neptune drift in near silence, pale and mysterious, while icy bodies scattered throughout the Kuiper Belt trace delicate orbits, like sparks frozen in time. This is a region of stillness, where motion slows and the imagination can wander freely. First, consider Uranus, a planet tilted nearly on its side, rolling gently as it circles the sun. Its pale blue color comes from methane in the atmosphere, absorbing red light and reflecting the calm, cool hues of distant ice. Uranus spins slowly, completing one rotation every 17 hours, while its orbit stretches over 84 Earth years. In this unusual tilt, the planet experiences seasons unlike any other, each pole bathed in decades of sunlight, followed by decades of darkness. Floating near it, you sense a quiet rhythm, a slow rolling motion that is hypnotic and reassuring. Uranus is surrounded by a set of narrow, dark rings, subtle against the blue haze. Their beauty is understated, almost hidden, yet they provide structure and harmony. The moons of Uranus, though small, add to the celestial ballet. Miranda, with its patchwork of cliffs and valleys, Oberon and Titania tracing long, graceful orbits, each contributing to the balance of the system. The planet feels calm, almost introverted, a quiet sentinel at the edge of the familiar solar system. Farther out lies Neptune, the outermost giant, deep blue and strikingly vibrant. Its color, richer than Uranus, signals a more active atmosphere. Here, winds rage at incredible speeds, over 1,500 kilometers per hour, yet from a distance, these storms appear gentle, like ripples across a vast ocean. Neptune's largest moon, Triton, orbits backward, a rare and intriguing motion, covered in nitrogen ice and geysers that hint at internal activity. It seems alive, even in this remote corner of the solar system, whispering secrets to those who approach with care and attention. The region beyond Neptune is populated with countless icy bodies, the remnants of the solar system's formation. These Kuiper Belt objects drift slowly, frozen and distant, their surfaces coated with methane, ammonia, and water ice. Some may contain clues to the origins of the planets themselves, locked away in their frozen layers for billions of years. To observe them is to peer into history, to see the universe preserving its past in cold, silent guardians. The vast emptiness between these worlds enhances their serenity. Light is faint, filtered and softened by distance, creating a sense of gentle suspension. Here, time seems to stretch and slow, each orbit lasting decades or centuries. Human life, brief by comparison, feels like a quiet heartbeat against the slow pulse of the cosmos. You drift alongside these worlds, weightless and unhurried, allowing the imagination to fill the spaces between ice and gas with gentle reflection. Imagine passing slowly between Uranus and Neptune, the outer planets rising and falling in the field of view. Their colors are soft, their motion steady, and yet they hint at immense forces beneath the clouds. Methane storms, icy winds, and deep gravitational currents swirl unseen, but their rhythm is quiet and orderly. Floating here, you sense balance, a cosmic harmony that is both immense and subtle. Even the smallest moons add to the dream-like quality of this region. They orbit in precise patterns, some slightly inclined, some nearly invisible against the darkness. Their presence reminds us that even the most remote corners of the solar system are structured, deliberate, and beautiful. Ice and rock follow invisible rules, creating a choreography that has lasted for billions of years. The outer worlds invite reflection. To be here is to contemplate distance, time, and the delicate scale of life and motion. Their frozen beauty encourages calm, slowing the mind, allowing attention to drift gently from one world to the next. In their silence, there is a lullaby, an infinite, delicate song that balances isolation with connection, remoteness with purpose. As you leave Neptune behind, the icy realm of the Kuiper Belt stretches outward into darkness, fading slowly into the blackness between stars. The icy worlds continue their slow orbits, serene and constant, guardians of the outer edge of our solar system. Their presence is a gentle reminder of the vastness of space, the beauty of quiet motion, and the endless possibilities of cosmic wonder. The frozen dreams of these outer worlds leave a lasting impression, a sense of stillness, of calm, and of infinite space stretching beyond comprehension. And as you drift onward, this serenity accompanies you, carrying you deeper into the uncharted regions of the universe, where new stories and wonders await.
Episode 7: The Voyage of Comets. Beyond the planets, in the vast reaches of the solar system, there travel lonely wanderers, comets. These icy travelers glide silently through space, their orbits tracing long, elegant paths around the sun. They are ancient messengers, remnants of the solar system's formation, carrying frozen whispers of cosmic history. To follow a comet is to take a gentle journey through both space and time, drifting along a path set billions of years ago. A comet is more than a simple object. At its heart lies a nucleus, a solid core of ice, dust, and frozen gases. Often only a few kilometers across, the nucleus contains materials unchanged since the earliest days of the solar system. When sunlight approaches, it warms the nucleus, and gases begin to sublimate, releasing dust that forms the iconic tail. From a distance, this tail stretches for millions of kilometers, glowing softly in the faint light of the sun. The tail always points away from the sun, streaming gently through the void, a luminous whisper in the silent cosmic sea. Consider Halley's Comet, the most famous of all, returning to the inner solar system every 76 years. For centuries, humanity has marveled at its arrival, recording its passage in ancient texts and paintings. From Earth, it seems to glide slowly across the night sky, leaving a glowing trail that fades into the darkness. Yet, from space, the journey is different. You follow its orbit, tracing its long curve from the Kuiper Belt into the warmth of the sun, feeling the subtle shift as ice begins to vaporize, dust drifts, and the tail unfurls. There is a quiet poetry in this movement, a reminder that even the smallest objects can leave lasting impressions. Comets move on diverse paths. Some travel in the plane of the solar system, tracing near-circular orbits like planets. Others come from the distant Oort cloud, a spherical shell of icy bodies far beyond Neptune, entering the inner system only once in a lifetime, or perhaps never again. These visitors are rare, their appearances unpredictable, and their beauty fleeting. They remind us of the transient nature of experience and the wonder of being present in a single moment. As you drift alongside a comet, notice the gentle way it interacts with the sun's light and solar wind. The tail, composed of dust and ionized gas, bends and curves, glowing softly against the blackness. It is both delicate and immense, a combination of fragility and scale that is profoundly calming. The nucleus itself remains small, almost hidden, but it carries the essence of billions of years, a frozen record of the solar system's earliest days. To touch it with the imagination is to reach back through time, to a world untouched by human hands. The journey of a comet is slow on human terms, yet swift on cosmic scales. Some streak across the sky in days, others linger for months, their presence a continuous thread through the night. They remind us that motion in space is not hurried. Orbits are measured in years, centuries, millennia. Every movement is deliberate, guided by gravity and momentum, choreographed in the vast theater of the solar system. Comets also inspire reflection. Their sudden appearances, their glowing tails, and their silent passage evoke awe, curiosity, and quiet contemplation. They have been seen as omens, as symbols of change, as messengers from the cosmos. And while superstition has faded, the wonder remains. To follow a comet is to participate in a timeless journey, witnessing the intersection of motion, light, and frozen history. Imagine drifting past several comets, each unique in size, color, and trajectory. Some glow faintly with icy blues, others shimmer with soft yellows and whites. Their tails ripple gently, bending with the invisible flow of solar wind, painting delicate brushstrokes across the sky. In this silent voyage, time slows, thoughts settle, and attention drifts in rhythm with the comet's passage. There is a quiet meditative quality to their motion, a reminder that even in emptiness there is purpose and beauty. As you follow the comet beyond the orbit of Neptune, it returns to the outer reaches, back to the cold and dark regions where it spent most of its life. Here it will remain, frozen and untouched, until perhaps the sun calls it inward again. Its journey is cyclical, eternal, a gentle repetition in a vast, quiet cosmos. The voyage of comets is a story of patience, of endurance, and of timeless beauty. Floating among them, you sense the calm rhythm of the solar system itself, a lullaby of motion and light, of ice and dust, of silence and wonder. And as you drift away, the tails of comets glow faintly behind you, like distant ribbons in the endless night, guiding your imagination gently onward into the quiet heart of space.
Chapter 8. The Expanding Universe. When you gaze at the night sky, it is easy to imagine the stars as fixed points on a dark canvas, twinkling steadily as if they have always been there, unchanging. For centuries, that was how humanity understood the cosmos, a grand stage, eternal and still. But in the 20th century, astronomers discovered something truly astonishing. The universe is not static at all. It is expanding, stretching outward in every direction, like an infinite balloon being inflated. This realization reshaped not only our understanding of the cosmos, but also our place within it. The story begins with the careful observations of galaxies. In the 1920s, Edwin Hubble, using the powerful telescopes at Mount Wilson Observatory, measured the light from distant galaxies. He noticed something peculiar. The light from nearly all of them was shifted toward the red end of the spectrum. This redshift, as it came to be known, suggested that the galaxies were moving away from us. More surprisingly, the farther a galaxy was, the faster it seemed to be retreating. Hubble's discovery provided compelling evidence that space itself was expanding. Imagine dots drawn on the surface of a balloon. As the balloon inflates, each dot moves away from every other dot. None of the dots are the center of the expansion. Rather, the entire surface stretches uniformly. This is how the universe expands, not into some empty void, but as space itself grows, carrying galaxies with it. To us, it may look like everything is rushing away from our vantage point, but the same would be true if you stood on any other galaxy. Everywhere, expansion is felt. This concept is both humbling and mysterious. The expansion of the universe means that the cosmos was once smaller, denser, and hotter. By winding the clock backward, scientists arrived at the idea of the Big Bang, a moment nearly 14 billion years ago when everything, space and time themselves, emerged from an incredibly dense state. The echoes of that beginning still ripple across the sky today, detectable as the cosmic microwave background, a faint afterglow of creation. The rate of expansion is described by what we now call the Hubble constant. It gives astronomers a way to measure how fast galaxies recede relative to their distance. But like much in cosmology, even this constant carries uncertainty. Different methods of measuring it produce slightly different values, leaving a puzzle that modern science is still trying to solve.
Some researchers believe this discrepancy hints at unknown physics, perhaps tied to dark matter or dark energy, forces that shape the fate of the cosmos. And then there is dark energy itself, one of the strangest discoveries of all. In the 1990s, astronomers expected that gravity would gradually slow down cosmic expansion. Yet when distant supernovae were studied, the results showed something astonishing. Not only was the universe expanding, but the rate of expansion was accelerating. It was as if some hidden energy, woven into the very fabric of space, was pushing galaxies apart faster and faster. This invisible agent was given the name dark energy, and it remains one of the greatest mysteries of modern science. To picture this, imagine floating in a cosmic sea. At first, the waters move gently, carrying galaxies apart at a steady pace. But then, as if stirred by some unseen current, the waters accelerate, tugging galaxies away at ever-increasing speeds. The expansion continues, and we, like passengers on a drifting vessel, are carried along with no way to resist. For those who seek a moment of stillness, there is a strange beauty in this knowledge. The stars above you tonight are not just distant points of light. They are part of an ongoing story, a silent motion that began billions of years ago and continues even now. Every moment, the very space around you grows. The atoms in your body, the earth beneath your feet, and the galaxies across the heavens all are participants in this vast expansion. One of the most profound implications of an expanding universe is the cosmic horizon. Because the expansion is ongoing, there are regions of the universe so distant that their light has not yet reached us, and may never reach us as expansion carries them away faster than light can travel. Beyond that horizon lies a reality forever hidden, entire galaxies and perhaps civilizations that we will never see. The universe in this sense is both infinite in wonder and bounded by the limits of what we can observe. Yet within those boundaries we find comfort. To lie under the stars is to listen to the quiet heartbeat of the cosmos itself, to feel the gentle pulse of an expanding universe that cradles you in its vastness. It is a reminder that change is fundamental, not only in life, but in the universe itself. Nothing is static. Everything grows, moves, transforms. And still, within that eternal motion, there is peace. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine drifting outward with the galaxies, carried along by the expansion. You float farther and farther, but there is no rush, no urgency. The motion is calm, serene, inevitable. It is the softest of journeys, an endless voyage among the stars where time itself seems to slow, and you are a witness to the universe breathing outward into eternity.
Chapter 9. The Birth and Death of Stars. Far above our world, scattered across the silent canvas of the night sky, stars sparkle like ancient storytellers, each carrying within it the tale of creation, transformation, and eventual decline. To look at a star is to look at a cosmic clock, measuring not hours or days, but millions and sometimes billions of years. Their brilliance is both timeless and fleeting, a reminder of the immense forces at play in the universe. Tonight, let us drift into the life cycle of stars, from their birth within cold clouds of gas to their fiery deaths that seed galaxies with the building blocks of life. The beginning of a star's story lies in the dark, hidden regions of space, vast molecular clouds composed mostly of hydrogen gas. These clouds are quiet, cold, and unassuming, but within them lie the seeds of new suns. Over time, gravity begins its slow, inexorable pull, drawing clumps of matter together. As the gas compresses, temperatures begin to rise, and the once invisible pocket of dust and hydrogen starts to glow faintly. This is the birth of a protostar, the infant stage of stellar life. If we could drift into one of these clouds, we would see filaments of glowing gas winding around each other, collapsing toward luminous hearts that one day will shine across galaxies. As the protostar continues to contract, its core becomes hot enough for nuclear fusion to ignite. This moment is transformative, the turning point when a gathering of gas becomes a true star. Hydrogen atoms fuse into helium, releasing immense amounts of energy in the form of light and heat. The star stabilizes, balancing the inward pull of gravity with the outward pressure of radiation. This equilibrium is what allows a star to burn steadily, often for billions of years. Our own sun, for example, has spent the past 4.6 billion years in this middle stage of its life, known as the main sequence. It is a period of relative calm and stability, where the star's energy sustains planets, warms atmospheres, and makes the emergence of life possible. Every twinkling star we see in the night sky is in some way telling the same story. It is in the midst of its long and steady burn, a cosmic lighthouse shining across the ages. But even stars cannot escape the passage of time. The length and fate of a star's life are dictated largely by its mass. Smaller stars, known as red dwarfs, burn their hydrogen slowly and may live for trillions of years, their gentle glow persisting far longer than the age of the universe itself. Larger stars, however, live quickly and burn brightly, using up their fuel in just a few million years. These massive stars, though short-lived, leave behind some of the most spectacular phenomena the cosmos has to offer. As a star begins to exhaust the hydrogen in its core, the balance it maintained begins to falter. Gravity once again takes hold, and the core contracts. Temperatures soar, and the star expands into a red giant. Our own sun, billions of years from now, will follow this path, swelling to such a size that it may engulf the inner planets. For a time, the star burns brighter than ever, but this is its swan song, a final display before its inevitable decline. What happens next depends on the star's mass. A star like our sun will eventually shed its outer layers, leaving behind a glowing shell of gas known as a planetary nebula. At its center will remain a white dwarf, the dense, cooling core that will slowly fade over trillions of years. The nebula itself, though fleeting on cosmic timescales, is breathtaking. Vast, colorful clouds expanding into space, illuminated by the light of the star's core. But massive stars end their lives in an entirely different fashion. When their fuel runs out, the core collapses under its own gravity, igniting one of the most violent explosions in the universe, a supernova. In an instant, the star tears itself apart, blasting heavy elements into space. It is within these explosions that elements like iron, gold, and even the calcium in our bones are forged. Every atom of our bodies has, in some way, been touched by the death of stars. We are literally the children of stellar fire. From the remains of such colossal explosions, new marvels are born. Some massive stars leave behind neutron stars, objects so dense that a teaspoon of their matter would weigh billions of tons. Others collapse even further, forming black holes, regions of space-time so warped that not even light can escape their pull. These remnants are not merely the end of a star's life, but the beginning of new mysteries, shaping galaxies and influencing the evolution of the cosmos itself. And so the cycle continues.
The gas and dust released by dying stars enrich the interstellar medium, seeding it with the raw materials for new stars, planets, and perhaps life itself. What began as a silent cloud becomes a star, then perhaps a supernova, and then the cradle for countless more stars to follow. The universe is constantly recycling its own brilliance, a never-ending rhythm of birth and death. As you drift deeper into this cosmic story, imagine the stars above you not as distant and silent, but as living beings in their own right. Each one has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Each one burns with purpose, shaping the galaxies, sculpting the elements, and setting the stage for the wonders we know. And though their lives are long beyond our comprehension, their eventual deaths remind us that even in endings, there is creation, renewal, and beauty. Close your eyes and picture the glowing tendrils of a nebula spreading gently across the sky, the last breath of a star illuminating the darkness. Let that thought carry you calmly and gently into the quiet expanse of the universe, where beginnings and endings flow seamlessly into one another, and the stars sing their eternal lullaby.
Chapter 10. Black Holes and the Unknown. Among the wonders of the universe, few are as mysterious and captivating as black holes. They are regions of space-time where gravity is so intense that nothing, not even light, can escape their grasp. To imagine a black hole is to imagine a place of ultimate silence, where the laws of physics are pushed to their limits and the familiar rhythms of the cosmos bend and warp in ways that challenge our understanding. Yet, despite their fearsome reputation, black holes are not simply destructive, they are essential to the universe, shaping galaxies and guiding cosmic evolution. Black holes form in the aftermath of massive stars' deaths. When a star much larger than our Sun exhausts its fuel, it can no longer support itself against the pull of its own gravity. The core collapses, compacting mass into an infinitesimally small point called a singularity. Surrounding this singularity is the event horizon, the boundary beyond which nothing can return. Outside the horizon, the universe continues as normal, but inside, our familiar concepts of space and time lose their meaning. It is a place of profound mystery, where physics and imagination meet. Despite the darkness at their core, black holes are not entirely invisible. As matter spirals inward, it accelerates and heats up, emitting powerful radiation that can be detected across the cosmos. This glowing material forms what is known as an accretion disk, a luminous swirl of gas and dust that dances around the event horizon. For astronomers, the glow of the accretion disk is like a beacon, revealing the presence of an object otherwise hidden in shadow. Imagine floating above one of these disks, feeling the gentle pull of gravity, observing the spiraling light in perfect hypnotic rhythm. Black holes come in various sizes. Stellar mass black holes, formed from single stars, can weigh up to tens of times the mass of the Sun. Supermassive black holes, by contrast, reside at the centers of galaxies, including our own Milky Way, and can contain millions or even billions of solar masses. The mechanisms behind their formation are still a topic of active research, but their influence is undeniable. They shape the motion of stars, guide the growth of galaxies, and anchor the cosmic dance of matter on vast scales. One of the most fascinating aspects of black holes is their effect on time.
According to Einstein's theory of general relativity, time itself slows in the presence of intense gravity. Near a black hole, seconds can stretch into minutes, minutes into hours, relative to a distant observer. To float near the edge of an event horizon would be to experience time in a profoundly different way, witnessing the universe's steady march while your own clock seems to crawl. It is a silent meditation on the fluidity of time, a reminder that the universe operates on scales far beyond human intuition. Black holes are also sites of cosmic paradox. For decades, scientists debated the information paradox. What happens to the information about matter that falls into a black hole? Recent theories suggest that while matter is swallowed, the information may not be entirely lost, perhaps preserved on the event horizon itself, or radiated back slowly through Hawking radiation. These questions illustrate that black holes are not just destructive voids, they are laboratories for the deepest mysteries of physics, inviting reflection on the very nature of reality. Despite their intimidating name and immense power, black holes can evoke wonder rather than fear. Imagine drifting quietly in space, gazing at a black hole from a safe distance. The stars around you bend slightly in response to its gravity, forming arcs of light that shimmer like a cosmic mirage. There is a rhythm to their presence, a subtle, hypnotic pull that draws the mind inward into contemplation and calm. In the darkness, you sense the infinite possibilities of the universe, the endless dance of creation and destruction, and your small but connected place within it. In fiction and imagination, black holes have often been cast as portals, gateways to other realms or dimensions. While we cannot yet travel through them, the idea sparks curiosity and wonder. They invite meditation on the unknown, encouraging the mind to explore, dream, and embrace the vastness of existence. To imagine a journey near a black hole is to surrender to silence, to float in a place where light bends, time stretches, and the universe whispers its secrets. As you close your eyes and let the image settle, picture the swirling accretion disk, the shadowed singularity, and the distant stars whose light bends and curves around this mysterious force. Feel the gentle pull of gravity, not as a threat, but as a rhythm in which the cosmos itself moves. Black holes remind us that in the universe there is space for mystery, for awe, and for quiet reflection. They are not merely objects, they are invitations to drift, to wonder, and to find calm in the midst of the infinite unknown. Chapter 11. The Harmony of Exoplanets. Beyond the familiar planets of our own solar system lies a vast, largely uncharted territory of distant worlds, exoplanets. These planets orbit stars far beyond the Sun, some thousands of light-years away, yet their presence is increasingly clear to astronomers. Each exoplanet is a story, a small world in a grand cosmic symphony, quietly following its orbit while the universe stretches and shifts around it. Tonight, let us drift among these distant planets, exploring their mysteries, their beauty, and the gentle harmony that guides their motions. The first confirmed detection of an exoplanet around a Sun-like star came in 1995, a moment that transformed our understanding of the universe. Since then, thousands more have been discovered, revealing a staggering diversity. Some exoplanets are gas giants larger than Jupiter, with turbulent atmospheres roiling with storms. Others are small and rocky, similar in size to Earth, silently tracing their paths in the habitable zones of their stars. Some orbit closely, so near their suns that a year lasts only a few days. Others wander at the edge of their systems, slow and distant in their elliptical journeys. Imagine drifting through space alongside a distant planetary system. A golden sun illuminates swirling clouds of gas, while rocky worlds spin gently in their quiet orbits. Some may have thick atmospheres, tinted blue or orange, sculpted by winds that whisper across alien landscapes. Others may be shrouded in shadow, their surfaces frozen and silent. Each planet carries a rhythm, a cadence dictated by gravity, rotation, and the subtle pull of neighboring worlds. Together they form a cosmic choreography that continues unbroken for millions of years. Astronomers study these planets using light, observing subtle dips in a star's brightness as a planet passes in front of it. This technique, known as the transit method, has revealed not only the size and orbit of exoplanets, but also hints about their atmospheres. Some show signs of clouds, storms, or even chemical compositions that suggest the presence of water or other compounds essential to life. Others reflect light in patterns that hint at swirling winds or strange weather systems, painting a picture of a universe rich with variety. Many exoplanets exist in configurations very different from our solar system. Some are part of compact systems, where multiple planets dance closely around their star, gravitationally locked in intricate patterns. Others are solitary wanderers, drifting through space alone after being ejected from their original systems. These wandering worlds, untethered to any star, glide silently through the galaxy, a reminder that the universe is full of surprises and endless possibility. Yet despite their diversity and distance, exoplanets share a profound connection with us. Each one is bound by the same physical laws that govern Earth's orbit and rotation. Gravity guides them, light from their suns warms them, and time flows steadily as they complete their silent revolutions. In this sense, the exoplanets form a kind of universal harmony, a cosmic music in which every object, from the smallest rocky planet to the largest gas giant, contributes to the symphony. Some exoplanets orbit in the so-called habitable zone, where temperatures allow for the presence of liquid water. These worlds capture the imagination because they hint at the possibility of life elsewhere, not as a spectacle, but as a gentle mystery, waiting quietly to be understood. Imagine standing on the surface of one such world, feeling a soft breeze in an alien sky, knowing that though you are far from Earth, you are not alone in the vast dance of planets and stars. The search for exoplanets has revealed worlds unlike anything in our solar system. Some have rings like Saturn, extending far beyond their equators. Others are tidally locked, always showing the same face to their sun, creating a permanent day on one side and an eternal night on the other. Some may even orbit binary stars, tracing orbits that weave through complex gravitational patterns. Each of these discoveries adds a note to the cosmic melody, a reminder that the universe is both stranger and more beautiful than we ever imagined. As you drift through this chapter of the cosmos, picture yourself floating among these distant worlds, weightless and serene. Feel the gentle pull of gravity guiding each planet in its orbit. Observe the subtle glow of starlight reflecting from icy surfaces, and imagine the slow, timeless dance of worlds across the galaxy. The harmony of exoplanets is a song without sound, a pattern without noise, yet it resonates within the mind and heart, offering peace, wonder, and connection to the vastness of space. Even in their silent isolation, exoplanets teach us about balance, rhythm, and harmony. They remind us that the universe is not chaotic, but ordered in ways both subtle and magnificent. As you close your eyes, let your thoughts drift with these distant worlds, feeling their gentle cadence as part of the endless, eternal movement of the cosmos, a movement that carries you softly, silently, and beautifully across the stars.
Chapter 12. The Dance of Binary Stars. Among the countless points of light in the night sky, many are not solitary. They are part of intricate cosmic duets, binary star systems where two stars orbit a common center of gravity, locked in a timeless and silent dance. Observing these pairs invites a sense of rhythm and harmony, a reminder that even in the vast emptiness of space, companionship and motion persist, unfolding in patterns both gentle and mesmerizing. Binary stars come in many forms. Some consist of two suns similar to our own, orbiting gracefully in near-perfect circles. Others pair a massive star with a smaller, dim companion, creating an asymmetry that adds intrigue to their celestial choreography. In some systems, the stars are so close that their gravitational forces distort each other, stretching and compressing into ellipses and producing flickers of light as they exchange material. In others, the stars maintain a vast distance, orbiting slowly and serenely, completing rotations over centuries or even millennia. Imagine drifting through one of these systems. The two stars move in a silent embrace, circling each other with infinite patience. If you were a distant observer, their paths might appear as graceful ellipses against the black sky. But if you were closer, you would feel the subtle tug of gravity, an invisible force that guides their every motion. It is a dance without music, yet profoundly rhythmic, a ballet written in the language of physics. Binary stars are more than just cosmic curiosities. They are laboratories for understanding the universe. By observing their motions, astronomers can calculate their masses, revealing clues about stellar evolution and the life cycles of stars. Some binaries are eclipsing systems, where one star passes in front of the other relative to Earth. These eclipses create rhythmic dips in brightness, a cosmic heartbeat that can be measured and studied. In this way, the universe provides its own gentle pulse, observable from millions of light years away. Certain binary systems are particularly dramatic. In contact binaries, the stars share a common envelope of gas, flowing between them in a perpetual exchange. This intimate interaction can lead to intense phenomena, such as stellar flares, or even the eventual merging of the two stars into a single, more massive object. In X-ray binaries, a compact object, such as a neutron star or black hole, pulls material from its companion, producing high-energy emissions that, while invisible to the naked eye, can be captured by specialized instruments. These interactions, though violent on one level, occur with a natural rhythm, a continuous cycle of motion and energy that is both mesmerizing and predictable. The companionship of binary stars also plays a critical role in the broader cosmos. They influence the formation of planets and the evolution of galaxies. Their gravitational dance can affect nearby stellar systems, perturbing the orbits of surrounding bodies or triggering the collapse of gas clouds to form new stars. In this sense, binary stars are both dancers and choreographers, shaping the structure and dynamics of their celestial neighborhoods.
Beyond their scientific significance, binary stars offer a poetic lesson in balance and harmony. Each star moves in response to the other, their fates intertwined in a dance that continues for millions or even billions of years. They are a quiet reminder that the universe, vast and seemingly chaotic, contains order and symmetry at every scale. In their shared motion, one can find a meditation on connection, coexistence, and the gentle interdependence of all things. Imagine observing such a system from a drifting spacecraft, floating weightlessly between the stars. You would see their light reflected in subtle patterns, feel the rhythmic tug of gravity, and sense the endless motion that has persisted long before your journey began. Time seems to stretch, and the vastness of space becomes intimate, as if the universe itself is breathing in a slow, deliberate rhythm. Binary stars in their silent, enduring dance teach us about patience, about the beauty of shared motion, and about the natural harmony embedded in the cosmos. They invite us to pause, to observe, and to feel the rhythm of the universe as it flows around us. Even in the profound stillness of space, the dance continues, a gentle reminder that motion, companionship, and balance are eternal. As you close your eyes and drift with the stars, picture yourself moving alongside them, weightless and serene. Let their rhythmic orbits guide your thoughts, carrying you into a state of calm, where the universe's quiet dance becomes your own, and you move in harmony with the infinite, timeless cosmos.
Chapter 13: The Silent Symphony of Galaxies. As we drift further from the familiar stars of our solar system, the universe reveals vast collections of light and matter, galaxies. These magnificent structures, containing billions of stars, clouds of gas, dust, and dark matter, form the grand architecture of the cosmos. Each galaxy is a world in itself, spinning in silent motion, participating in a cosmic symphony whose music is not heard but felt, a gentle rhythm that resonates across unimaginable distances. Galaxies come in various shapes and sizes. Spiral galaxies, like our Milky Way, display graceful arms curling outward from a central bulge. These arms are nurseries of stars, glowing with the light of young, hot suns and colored by interstellar clouds of gas and dust. Elliptical galaxies, by contrast, appear more uniform, their stars distributed in soft, rounded shapes that convey a sense of quiet stability. Then there are irregular galaxies, chaotic and untamed, yet beautiful in their uniqueness. Each type contributes to the harmony of the cosmos, playing its own role in the orchestra of space. Imagine floating silently above a spiral galaxy. The central bulge shines golden, illuminated by the combined light of billions of older stars, while the arms stretch outward, tinted with the blues and pinks of newly forming stars. Nebulae within these arms glow softly, like hidden jewels, and supernovae punctuate the scene with brief but brilliant flashes. The motion is slow and deliberate. Stars orbit their galactic centers in precise paths, tracing curves that have been followed for millions of years. To witness this is to observe a kind of cosmic choreography, a balance maintained across vast expanses. Galaxies are not isolated. They cluster together, pulled by gravity into groups and superclusters, their motions subtly influenced by each other. Sometimes they collide, merging to form larger galaxies in slow-motion dances that unfold over hundreds of millions of years. These interactions, though immense and powerful, are carried out with quiet elegance.
Stars rarely collide directly due to the vast distances between them, but the gravitational ballet reshapes galaxies, sparks new star formation, and spreads gas and dust across the universe, enriching the interstellar medium. At the heart of most galaxies lies a supermassive black hole, a silent anchor whose gravity guides the orbits of stars around it. These black holes, though invisible, influence the entire galaxy's dynamics, subtly shaping the motion of countless stars. Some actively pull in matter, forming glowing accretion disks and energetic jets that stretch thousands of light-years into space. Even in these extreme phenomena, there is a rhythm, a steady, pulsing reminder that the universe has order, even in seeming chaos. Galaxies also rotate and evolve on timescales that dwarf human experience. The Milky Way itself completes a rotation roughly 225 million years, meaning that when a star rises in one part of the galaxy, it may not return to the same position for hundreds of millions of years. In this vast rhythm, our solar system moves gently along, tracing a path through arms of stars and clouds of gas, caught in a current of motion that is slow, yet inexorable. Despite their immense scale, galaxies evoke intimacy when observed in imagination. Picture yourself drifting along a galactic arm, the light of countless suns washing over you softly, the colors blending into a serene panorama. Nebulae shimmer with delicate hues, and the faint hum of gravitational motion can almost be felt as a heartbeat beneath the silence. The vastness is humbling, yet it invites reflection and calm, a gentle reminder of the grandeur and elegance of creation. Galaxies also tell the story of time itself. Their shapes, interactions, and compositions reveal the history of the universe, from the earliest formations after the Big Bang to the ongoing creation of stars. Observing them is like reading a cosmic score. Each spiral, bar, and bulge a note in a silent symphony that stretches across billions of years. The universe plays this music without sound, yet its resonance can be felt in the mind and spirit. As you drift in imagination among these galaxies, let yourself move with their slow rotations, their delicate dances, and the quiet interactions that define their existence. Each cluster, each arm, each star is part of a larger pattern, a symphony of motion that transcends time. The silent symphony of galaxies invites you to relax, to surrender to the calm expanse of space, and to feel yourself connected to the eternal rhythm of the cosmos. Let the galaxies guide your thoughts gently as they glide through the universe, spinning and drifting with quiet majesty. In their vast and graceful motion, find serenity, wonder, and a profound sense of peace, knowing that you are part of this cosmic symphony, floating softly among the stars.
Chapter 14, Nebulae, Clouds of Dreams. Beyond the stars and galaxies, the universe presents a spectacle of light, color, and gentle motion. Nebulae. These vast clouds of gas and dust float through the cosmos, silent and majestic, often forming the birthplaces of stars and planets. To imagine drifting among nebulae is to enter a world where reality feels delicate, almost like a dream, the quiet, luminous folds of matter that shape the future of entire stellar systems. Nebulae come in many forms. Some are emission nebulae, glowing brightly as they absorb energy from nearby stars and re-emit it as light. Others are reflection nebulae, scattering the light of nearby suns to produce soft, ethereal colors. Then there are dark nebulae, dense clouds that block light, appearing as shadows against brighter backgrounds. Together, they paint a cosmic tapestry, a collection of textures and hues that inspire awe and contemplation. Imagine floating through a nebula. The airless void feels infinite, yet the cloud around you is tangible in its presence. Streaks of crimson, lavender, and soft blues swirl like gentle rivers of light. The gas drifts lazily, guided by gravity and the pressures of stellar winds, forming arches and filaments that extend for light years. Though these clouds are massive, containing more material than entire stars, their movement is delicate, almost imperceptible over human timescales. Nebulae are not merely beautiful, they are essential to the cycle of creation. Within their folds, the seeds of stars lie hidden. Dense pockets of gas collapse under gravity, igniting nuclear fusion in their cores and giving birth to new suns. Around these stars, disks of material may form planets, asteroids, and comets. In this way, nebulae are both graveyards and nurseries, cradling the remnants of dead stars while nurturing the birth of new ones. To drift among them is to witness the universe's ongoing rhythm of life, growth, and transformation. The colors of nebulae are a reflection of their composition and the radiation that illuminates them. Hydrogen, the most abundant element, produces soft reds and pinks. Oxygen emits common shades of green and turquoise, and helium contributes subtle blues. As light passes through these clouds, it refracts and scatters, creating patterns that seem almost alive, like drifting brushstrokes on an infinite canvas. Observing this in imagination evokes serenity, a sense of floating in a space where time slows and the mind can wander freely. Some nebulae are remnants of stars that have ended their lives. The Crab Nebula, for example, is the aftermath of a supernova, where the exploded star's material spreads across space, glowing with energy for centuries. Others, like the Orion Nebula, are regions of active star formation, filled with young, bright suns that light up the surrounding gas. In all cases, nebulae remind us that death and creation are intertwined, that the end of one star gives rise to countless others, continuing the quiet rhythm of the cosmos. As you drift through these clouds, imagine the sensation of weightlessness among the luminous folds. Gas and dust move slowly, spiraling gently under the influence of invisible forces. Tiny, newly forming stars begin to twinkle softly, their first light emerging from the surrounding haze. It is a silent ballet, a delicate interplay of gravity, radiation, and matter, unfolding over thousands or even millions of years, yet experienced in a single meditative moment by the mind that imagines it. Nebulae also evoke a dreamlike state because of their ephemeral appearance. They are clouds of potential, matter that may condense into stars, planets, or dissipate into the interstellar medium. They change subtly over eons, their forms stretching, twisting, and shimmering in patterns that defy immediate comprehension. To float among them is to witness time itself made visible, a slow, graceful flow that invites contemplation and calm. As your thoughts drift through this luminous expanse, picture yourself enveloped in the soft glow of nebulae, weightless and serene. Allow the colors, textures, and gentle motions to wash over your mind, dissolving tension and inviting quiet reflection. Nebulae are more than cosmic clouds. They are the universe's gentle invitation to dream, to wander, and to feel at peace within the vastness of space. In their quiet majesty, nebulae remind us of the infinite potential that exists in every corner of the cosmos.
They are the clouds of dreams, the silent architects of creation, and the gentle companions for anyone who wishes to drift among the stars, suspended in wonder and serenity.
Chapter 15: Auroras on Alien Worlds. Beyond the familiar glow of Earth's northern and southern lights, the universe offers a dazzling array of auroras on distant worlds, each shaped by alien atmospheres, magnetic fields, and suns. To imagine drifting above one of these planets is to witness a symphony of light, dancing across skies painted in colors we have yet to name, and feeling the calm rhythm of cosmic energy flowing unseen. Auroras occur when charged particles from a star interact with a planet's magnetic field, spiraling along invisible lines toward the poles. On Earth, this process paints the sky with greens, reds, and purples. On exoplanets, however, the spectacle can be extraordinary. Imagine a world orbiting a powerful red dwarf. Its auroras stretch higher, brighter, and in unfamiliar hues, bathing the atmosphere in sweeping curtains of light. Each wave of energy follows natural rhythms, a silent music of physics that is both precise and endlessly calming. The size and shape of an aurora depend on the planet's magnetic field, its atmosphere, and the intensity of the stellar wind. Gas giants, with massive magnetic shields, may host auroras thousands of kilometers long, rippling like ethereal ribbons across their poles. Rocky exoplanets with thin atmospheres may reveal faint ghostly glows, delicate as a whisper in the night. Drifting above them, one can sense a connection to forces far beyond human perception, a gentle dance of energy and matter that persists in quiet harmony. Imagine a planet with multiple suns, each contributing its charged particles in overlapping waves. The auroras might shimmer with layers of different colors, shifting slowly over hours or days, forming patterns that evolve like liquid art. Floating in orbit, weightless, one could watch these curtains of light sway with the planet's rotation, each movement a meditation on balance, rhythm, and the invisible currents of the cosmos. Auroras also carry stories of interaction between worlds and stars. The charged winds that trigger these lights can strip atmospheres, sculpt climates, or influence the chemistry of a planet. Yet even in these processes, there is beauty and balance. The energy flows with quiet inevitability, shaping environments over eons, revealing that power and serenity often coexist in the universe. On some distant moons orbiting gas giants, auroras may be reflected off icy surfaces, creating twin displays, one in the sky, another mirrored on the frozen ground. Picture drifting above such a world, where the landscape glows faintly with reflected colors, and the sky hums silently with energy. The effect is mesmerizing, like floating in a living painting of light and stillness, each pulse of auroral energy a gentle reminder of the universe's grace. Auroras also vary with time. A planet's rotation, tilt, and orbital path around its star create shifts in the patterns of light, sometimes predictable, sometimes surprising. Imagine drifting over a planet experiencing a stellar flare, where auroral curtains flare suddenly, rippling in waves of color before settling back into quiet motion. Each cycle of energy, each shimmer and ripple, contributes to a cosmic rhythm that is both meditative and awe-inspiring. Observing auroras on alien worlds invites reflection on the universality of nature. Though the colors, shapes, and intensity differ, the underlying physics, magnetic fields guiding charged particles, is a constant across the cosmos. These lights, born from invisible forces, remind us that serenity can exist within energy,
that beauty arises from the interaction of natural laws, and that even distant planets offer glimpses of quiet, cosmic wonder. Floating above these alien auroras, one feels both small and deeply connected. The skies ripple with silent motion, vast magnetic currents flow unseen, and stars beyond shine softly in the distance. The mind can drift with the lights, tracing their patterns, feeling their gentle pulse, and absorbing the calm rhythm of the universe itself. Auroras on alien worlds are not merely phenomena to observe, they are meditations in motion. Each ripple of light, each shimmer across an alien sky invites patience, contemplation, and a quiet surrender to the cosmos. In these displays, we see that even the most energetic processes can create serenity, that the universe moves in harmony, and that infinite beauty can be found in the gentle dance of light and energy. As you drift above these alien auroras, weightless and calm, let the soft glow carry your imagination, your thoughts, and your spirit. The alien lights whisper of the infinite, the interconnectedness of all things, and the quiet, enduring rhythms of a universe that invites wonder, reflection, and peace.
Chapter 16: Cosmic Dust and Stardust. In the quiet reaches of space, far from the bustling planets and radiant stars, drifts a subtle, almost invisible medium: cosmic dust. These tiny grains, remnants of dying stars and nascent worlds, float weightlessly, carrying the secrets of the universe in their delicate forms. To imagine drifting among them is to experience the gentle heartbeat of creation itself, a soft rhythm that is both serene and mesmerizing. Cosmic dust is not merely emptiness. Each speck may contain silicates, carbon compounds, and trace elements that will one day become part of planets, moons, or even living organisms. They are the building blocks of worlds, the seeds of galaxies, and the quiet storytellers of cosmic history. Drifting through a cloud of stardust is like floating in a river of time, where each particle is a tiny messenger from the past. These particles originate in the atmospheres of aging stars, expelled into space as the stars shed their outer layers. Supernovae scatter heavier elements far and wide, spreading gold, iron, and oxygen across the cosmos. Nebulae, glowing clouds of dust and gas, serve as nurseries where gravity coaxes dust into clumps that eventually ignite as new stars. Observing this process from a distance is like watching a slow, celestial dance, unfolding over millions of years with perfect, patient grace. Imagine drifting through a dense region of cosmic dust, where faint light filters through clouds of tiny grains, casting soft, muted glows in delicate colors. Shadows shift gently as the light refracts and scatters, revealing the subtle structure of these interstellar rivers. The scene is quiet, meditative, and immersive, a sanctuary for the mind, where one can feel the vastness of space without the rush of motion or noise. Cosmic dust also interacts with light in fascinating ways. Tiny grains can scatter sunlight, producing faint halos or glows around distant stars. They can absorb radiation, warming slowly, and contributing to the delicate thermal balance of interstellar space. These processes, though minute, are part of the universe's intricate web, a testament to harmony even at scales too small for the eye to see. Drifting near regions dense with stardust, one may imagine particles coalescing slowly into planets or moons. Gravity nudges them together. Collisions spark subtle chemical reactions, and over eons, the dust forms the foundation of future worlds. In this slow, inevitable motion, there is both patience and continuity,
a rhythm that encourages contemplation and a deep sense of connection with the cosmos. Stardust is also a bridge across time. Some grains carry isotopes formed in the earliest stars of the universe, meaning that drifting among them is, in essence, drifting among ancient echoes. Each particle is a link between the distant past and the future, a reminder that the universe is not static, but a flowing, evolving tapestry where everything is interconnected. Floating within a cloud of cosmic dust, the imagination can roam freely. One might envision riding on particles as they swirl in the gentle currents of gravity, witnessing the formation of new stars, or watching the soft glow of distant nebulae through a haze of stardust. Each moment is an invitation to slow down, breathe, and absorb the serenity of processes unfolding over timescales far beyond human comprehension. Cosmic dust teaches patience, balance, and subtle beauty. Though small and easily overlooked, it plays a pivotal role in the creation of stars, planets, and galaxies. Its quiet presence is a meditation in motion, reminding us that even the tiniest elements of the universe have purpose, rhythm, and elegance. As you drift weightlessly among stardust, let your mind follow the gentle flow of particles, tracing their slow, graceful paths. Feel the calm of interstellar space, the soft glow of distant stars filtered through clouds of dust, and the enduring harmony that connects every speck to the cosmos. In this quiet, expansive realm, one can rest, reflect, and immerse fully in the tranquil poetry of creation. The universe, in its vastness, speaks through stardust, a language of patience, beauty, and quiet wonder. To float among it is to witness the heartbeat of stars, to sense the rhythm of galaxies forming, and to experience the profound calm of being part of something timeless, infinite, and gently alive.
Chapter 17: The Music of Pulsars. In the silence of the cosmic ocean, there are lighthouses of unimaginable precision, pulsars. These are the remnants of massive stars that once burned brightly and then collapsed under the weight of their own gravity. When the outer layers of such a star explode in a supernova, the dense core that remains spins rapidly, carrying with it a magnetic field so intense that it channels energy into beams of radiation. Each rotation sends these beams sweeping across the sky like a cosmic beacon. To an observer on Earth, they appear as rhythmic pulses, steady, unwavering, and precise, like the ticking of a clock older than our civilizations. What makes pulsars so captivating is their rhythm. If you were to convert their radio signals into sound, the universe would seem to play a cosmic symphony. Some pulsars tick like metronomes at a steady beat of 1 pulse per second, while others rotate hundreds of times in just a single second, creating a torrent of rapid-fire notes. They are among the most accurate natural clocks known, rivaling even the finest instruments crafted by human hands. This reliability allows scientists to use them as tools, guiding our understanding of physics, space, and even time itself. Imagine a neutron star, barely 20 kilometers across, yet containing more mass than our Sun. It spins with incredible speed, sometimes completing a rotation in mere milliseconds. With each turn, its beams of radiation slice through space, creating a flash detectable across vast distances. To astronomers, these flashes become patterns, rhythms written across the darkness. The pulses can remain steady for millions of years, like a drumbeat echoing through the void, a reminder that even after death, a star can still sing. Some pulsars are known as millisecond pulsars, spinning hundreds of times each second.
Their signals, when played through speakers, resemble the rapid clicking of an otherworldly instrument, a frenetic rhythm that could be mistaken for an alien transmission. And yet, beneath that sound lies perfect order. Their stability is so extraordinary that they have been considered as a potential framework for defining cosmic time. If ever humans venture far from Earth to the edges of the galaxy, pulsars may serve as natural beacons to help navigate the infinite dark. The music of pulsars is not just in their sound, but in their story. Each one is the grave of a once mighty star, transformed into a spinning monument of resilience. Their pulses remind us that destruction often leads to creation, that endings can become beginnings. The collapse of a star that once lit its corner of the galaxy gives birth to this new rhythm, as if the universe refused to let silence follow catastrophe. There is also a poetic mystery in the way pulsars can sometimes shift their rhythm. A starquake, a sudden rearrangement of its crust, or a change in the flow of matter from a companion star can alter its beat. To astronomers, these changes are like subtle variations in a symphony, unexpected notes in an otherwise steady song. Studying these variations reveal insights into the physics of matter at extremes, densities and pressures impossible to reproduce on Earth. On Earth, we have always been drawn to rhythm. From the beating of our hearts to the music we create, there is something universal in the comfort of repetition and pattern. Pulsars echo this cosmic instinct, offering rhythms on a scale far beyond human experience. They are a reminder that the universe itself is filled with music, not made of melodies in air, but of light, radio waves, and the eternal dance of gravity and magnetism. In the grand tapestry of the cosmos, pulsars are like drummers keeping time for the stars. Their pulses measure the passing of eons, the orbit of planets, and even the slow ripples of gravitational waves. By listening carefully, astronomers can detect distortions in their rhythm, like the merging of black holes halfway across the universe. In this way, pulsars serve as instruments not only of music, but of discovery. If you close your eyes and imagine the universe as a vast, dark concert hall, then pulsars are the percussionists, their beats steady, ancient, and eternal. Each one is unique, some slow and deliberate, others fast and urgent, but together they form a chorus of rhythm that has echoed since long before life emerged on Earth. It is a song that continues, unbroken, across time and space.
Chapter 18: Tides of Gas Giants. When we think of tides, our minds usually drift to the ocean's earth, rising and falling under the gentle pull of the moon. But tides are not limited to waves lapping at shorelines. In the vastness of our solar system and beyond, tides take on a far greater scale. Around the gas giants, tides become forces that stretch and squeeze entire moons, ignite volcanic fires, and sculpt the very landscapes of alien worlds. Imagine Jupiter, immense and heavy, more massive than all the other planets combined. Its gravity is a giant's hand, gripping its many moons, pulling them with invisible threads. As Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto orbit this colossus, they are caught in a never-ending tug-of-war. The moons feel not only Jupiter's pull, but also the influence of one another, a delicate dance of resonance. With every orbit, they are stretched and compressed, their surfaces and interiors flexing like soft clay under pressure. This tidal flexing generates heat, sometimes enough to melt rock into magma or ice into subsurface oceans. Io, closest of Jupiter's large moons, lives in constant torment. Its surface is scarred with volcanoes, more than any world in the solar system.
These eruptions are not born from a deep mantle like Earth's, but from the relentless squeeze of tidal forces. Every moment, Io is kneaded like dough, its interior twisting and heating until it bursts through the crust in fountains of sulfur and lava. The tides of Jupiter make Io a world of fire. Europa, on the other hand, is sculpted more gently. Beneath its icy shell lies a vast ocean, hidden and shielded from the vacuum of space. Without Jupiter's tidal pull, that ocean would likely be frozen solid. But instead, the constant flexing keeps the water liquid, a dark sea where life may exist. The tides here are not waves, but heat, invisible currents flowing through ice and water, sustaining an ocean in a place where sunlight barely reaches. Further out, Ganymede and Callisto also feel the tug, though less violently. Their icy surfaces bear the marks of cracks and fractures, scars left by the invisible rhythm of gravitational tides. Even far from the sun, far from warmth, these moons remain active, sculpted by the embrace of a planet that never lets them go. And Jupiter is not alone. Saturn, adorned with its rings of ice and dust, also commands a family of moons that bend and break under tidal stress. Enceladus, small and gleaming, erupts with geysers of water vapor that shoot into space, powered by tidal heating deep within. These plumes feed Saturn's E-ring, creating a direct connection between the moon and the planet's most delicate adornment. Here again, tides are not waves upon a beach, but fountains of ice reaching for the stars. Even Titan, Saturn's largest moon, feels subtle tides. Its thick atmosphere and methane seas may rise and fall under Saturn's distant pull, a reminder that tides are not only about oceans of water. They are about any medium, rock, ice, gas, or liquid, responding to gravity's ceaseless song. The concept of tides stretches further still. Gas giants themselves, though vast, are not immune to tides. Their thick layers of hydrogen and helium can ripple under the pull of their moons or even the sun. Deep inside, waves of pressure roll and shift, slow and silent, like breathing on a planetary scale. What makes these tides so mesmerizing is their duality. On one hand, they are destructive, tearing worlds apart, cracking crusts, fueling eruptions. On the other, they are creative, warming frozen seas, driving chemistry, and perhaps creating havens for life where none should exist. Tides are reminders that gravity is not only a force of anchoring, it is also a force of transformation. Imagine drifting near Europa, gazing at its smooth, icy plains. You would not see waves crashing or oceans stirring, but beneath your feet, miles below, water churns because of an unseen hand. You are standing on a world whose heartbeat is not its own, but borrowed from a distant planet. Or imagine hovering over Enceladus, watching plumes of ice erupt into the black sky, knowing that every jet is powered by the rhythm of tides, as regular as breath. Even beyond our solar system, astronomers search for similar stories. Around distant exoplanets, tides may sculpt worlds in hidden ways. A moon around a faraway giant might harbor an ocean warmed not by starlight, but by the push and pull of gravity. To find such a world would be to discover that life may flourish in darkness, nourished by tides that never sleep. For the dreamer, tides of gas giants offer a paradox. They are invisible, yet powerful. Silent, yet shaping entire worlds. They are not the tides we know from earthly shores, but tides that stretch the imagination itself. To listen for them is to hear the slow rhythm of worlds breathing, an eternal reminder that even in the vacuum of space, gravity weaves music through silence. Chapter 19. The Colors of the Universe. Light is the universe's most delicate language, a silent messenger traveling across incomprehensible distances, carrying with it stories of creation, destruction, and endless transformation. Every shade that we perceive, every hue that dances upon our eyes, is a trace of cosmic history written in the fabric of light itself. To look at the colors of the universe is to gaze into its soul. When we think of color, we might imagine simple spectrums, the rainbow unfurling after a rainstorm, or the golden glow of a sunset. Yet the cosmos holds a palette far richer and stranger than anything on Earth. Stars, nebulae, and galaxies paint the night with tones invisible to our eyes, stretching far beyond the narrow band of visible light. Infrared, ultraviolet, X-rays, and radio waves form part of this grand tapestry, each revealing hidden aspects of the universe's beauty. Take the stars, for instance. Their colors are not random, but tied to their temperature and age. Blue stars blaze with fierce intensity, radiating more energy than their reddish counterparts. They live fast and die young, consuming their fuel in a cosmic sprint. Red stars, cooler and steadier, burn more patiently, offering a gentle glow that can endure for billions of years longer. Between them, yellow stars, like our Sun, strike a balance, warm, nurturing, and long-lived. Their light sustaining planets and the possibility of life. Nebulae, those colossal clouds of gas and dust, expand the cosmic spectrum even further. The Orion Nebula shines in brilliant pinks and purples, its hydrogen gas energized by newborn stars. Other nebulae glow emerald green from oxygen emissions, or take on ghostly blues from scattered starlight. These colors are not mere decoration. They are fingerprints of the elements themselves, each atom leaving behind its luminous mark on the canvas of space. Even galaxies, vast cities of stars, radiate with subtleties of color. Spirals shimmer in blues and whites where new stars are forming, while their central bulges glow red and amber, filled with older, quieter suns. Seen together, they resemble living organisms, their colors hinting at both youth and age, birth and decline. And yet, much of the universe's true color lies beyond our senses. Ultraviolet light reveals energetic processes hidden from naked vision, while infrared shows us the heat of newborn stars still wrapped in their dusty cradles. X-rays paint violent portraits of black holes and neutron stars, places where gravity bends both matter and light. Through technology, we have given ourselves new eyes, expanding our perception of this cosmic spectrum, turning invisible signals into luminous images we can admire and study. In the end, color is a bridge. It connects the physical to the poetic, the measurable to the ineffable. When we look at a photograph of a galaxy painted in hues we can barely name, we are not only witnessing physics at work, but also experiencing a kind of universal art, one that has existed since the first stars lit the void. The colors of the universe remind us that beauty and knowledge are not separate, but intertwined. Each wavelength of light is both a clue to the mysteries of existence and a brushstroke in a cosmic masterpiece. To behold them is to stand in awe, caught between science and wonder, knowing that the universe speaks to us in light, and that we, fragile beings of Earth, are fortunate enough to listen. Chapter 20. Silent Cosmic Winds. There is a kind of movement in the universe that is not carried by sound or vibration, but by streams of invisible particles flowing endlessly from stars into the fabric of space. These are the cosmic winds, rivers of charged particles, ions, and plasma, released from the surfaces of stars, particularly from the most radiant and powerful ones. Though they rush outward at incredible speeds, faster than any terrestrial wind could ever be imagined, they travel in silence, carrying no sound, for in the vacuum of space there is no air to vibrate. The sun itself breathes such a wind. It flows outward across the solar system, a continuous current of protons and electrons that brushes against every planet, shaping their magnetic fields and stirring their atmospheres. Without it, Earth's magnetic bubble would lie dormant, and the northern and southern lights would never glow. Each aurora is a visible whisper of these silent winds colliding with our world. But the solar wind is only a gentle example. Elsewhere, massive stars unleash torrents of material millions of times stronger, capable of stripping nearby planets bare of their atmospheres. Around young stars, these winds clear away the remnants of their birth clouds, sweeping aside gas and dust to sculpt the beginnings of new planetary systems. In this way, winds act as sculptors, shaping the destinies of stars, planets, and the very architecture of galaxies. Sometimes, these currents collide with each other, creating shock fronts where matter is heated to extreme temperatures and radiation bursts outward into the cosmos. In distant nebula, astronomers observe great arcs and ripples of gas, cosmic curtains that glow because of the ceaseless winds of stars. These structures tell stories of stellar lives lived with intensity, each gust a signature of their existence. Even black holes may send out something resembling a wind. Though they are known for pulling everything inward, their accretion disks often generate powerful outflows of energy and matter, streams so fast and forceful they escaped the pull of gravity itself. These cosmic winds spread elements across interstellar space, seed in galaxies with the materials needed for life. And yet, through all their strength, these winds of space remain silent. If we could stand in their path, we would feel no breeze on our skin, no whisper in our ears. Their power is measured not in sensation, but in their effects: the glowing auroras, the carved nebula, the stripped exoplanets, and the quiet reshaping of cosmic landscapes. In their silence, these winds are meditative. They remind us that the universe moves in ways beyond our senses, carrying life's ingredients from star to star without sound, without voice, but with profound influence. To imagine drifting with them is to let go into a current older than worlds, a current that has always flowed and will always flow, long after we are gone.